Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Jared Freid!
I get a feeling that I am talking about certain things that people genuinely want to laugh at and have fun with. This is such a serious topic, such a serious time, and then everyone's so afraid of offending, and it's like, no, there's a tightwire act that you can do that people seem to want.
What's happening, Indianapolis? Everyone's clapping, but you. I'm looking right the fuck at you. Everyone's clapping. What? Are we all happy that this year is over? Is everyone? I mean, right? And you're gonna have a friend. You're gonna have a friend who's gonna say it was a good year for them. And they can go fuck themselves. One of your friends, your friend that's like an aspiring influencer is gonna be like, a lot of you have been asking about my 2020, and it actually wasn't that bad. That person's an asshole. That's an asshole. You did great during a pandemic. You were great. Do you know what you sound like? 2020 was my year. I was cooking more, I'm losing weight. I love a pandemic in the fall. I made an investment in ventilators. Ooh. It's a bad year for everyone. If you put a mask on this summer, it was a bad year. A mask on in the summer. I got a new respect for big-boobed women. Good for you. Holy shit, I had no idea. Every time I took off that mask in the summer, I felt a big-boobed woman's pain. I took it off, I would turn into like an old Jewish aunt. I'd be like, "Oi!" My girlfriend would be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Give me some time with these tater tots." I love mask wearers. I love stupid mask wearers. Love stupid mask wearers. The guy that puts it over his mouth and not his nose. Yeah, that was the one they were giving the airplane seatbelt rules to. You wondered, you're like, who doesn't know how to buckle their seatbelt? It was that person. I like the person that takes the mask down to hear you better. I had a waiter. I was like, yeah, I'll have a turkey sandwich. What'd you say? And then it turns into this like zombie apocalypse moment. They're coming closer to you. Hey, what'd you say? I can't hear you. Speak into my teeth.
We're all afraid of this other element that isn't the disease, but it's a product of the disease. And it's the social ramifications. And I think that's what this all kind of deals in. Like the social stuff, the unsaid, the vibe, the feeling that is 2020.
We're all talking differently. It pisses me off. And I know they're defending themselves. They're defending themselves because they think you're gonna out them. That's what it is. I asked my friend, I go, what'd you do this weekend? This was like this summer. I go, what'd you do this weekend? She goes, went to a barbecue, socially distanced, of course. You don't have to say that. They say it the same way, so trying to ward you off. Don't look into my background. Socially distance, of course. I went to the comedy show, socially. When they say socially distanced, of course, they are assuming that you will assume the opposite if they didn't say it. Right? That's weird. As if they didn't say it, I would go home and be like, did you hear about Rachel? She went to a barbecue. She didn't say socially distanced, of course. So I can only assume that they brought her grandmother out to the middle of the barbecue. Everyone took turns spitting on Nana. Well, I can only assume she didn't say socially distanced, of course. And after they were done spitting on Nana, a few guys French kissed Nana. And then her grandfather came out, went down on Nana in the middle of the barbecue. Everyone chanted, gentle with pressure. Gentle with pressure, gentle with pressure. I can only assume she didn't say socially distance, of course. And then a few guys came out at the end and came on Nana's face. I can only assume. Well, she didn't say socially distance, of course, so I can only assume that Nana became the cum rag for this barbecue. There's really only two choices. You can either stay home or you can come on an old woman's face. There's only two choices in this country. That's the thing. We are assuming for the least common denominator of human being. When you say socially distance, of course, you're defending yourself against an asshole. I call them the must-be-nicers. They're out there. You post one picture on Facebook, one picture. They're hiding behind a bush on Facebook or some shit. You post a picture of you outside, some foliage. The must-be-nicers pop out. They're like, oh, I went outside today. Got a little fresh air. Must be nice. I've been locked in my kitchen pantry for the last 6 months. For the good of the country, but good for you. All of us are sitting here, and we know someone on social media that would be mad at us for being here right now. All of us. Contextless assholes. We're all trying. We're 6 feet away. You're with people you know. We're giving it a shot. We're trying. Triers are evil now. The must-be-nicers are heroes. They used to be called losers. Right? Your friend who never went out. Your friend who never got a job. Your friend who never drank. Your friend who never talked to you. Losers. And now they're heroes. They are heroes. They are morally correct. It must be nice. They're right. They're on the top of Moral Mountain, but that's the worst type of person. I posted something on Instagram this summer about almond milk, and one of these fucking assholes came back and they go, oh, what about the bees? I didn't know almonds and bees were in this war. I had no idea. Is that how I have to order milk now every time I go to the fucking Starbucks? Hey, can I have some almond milk? I'm sorry about the bees. I will shit my pants right here if I don't have almond milk. That's the must-be-nicers. They live on the top of Moral Mountain because that feels good for a loser. They can't get you on anything else. That feels good. Adele lost 100 pounds this summer. Look at, a lot of brave people cheered for that. She lost 100 pounds, and then people said, good for you, Adele, and then people responded to those people saying, oh, you didn't think she looked good before? That's a fucking asshole. You should tell someone they look great if they lost 100 pounds. What do these people want? They want us to be as honest as possible? Adele, you look fantastic, but I thought you looked good before. I'm just happy for your knees. If I lost 100 pounds and nobody said anything, I would be fucking furious. I would be at that party walking around like a toddler who doesn't get enough attention. Like, hey, everybody! I would stop everyone and be like, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! I like lettuce now, and that needs to be acknowledged. There's never been a harder year to answer, how are you? That's the problem with 2020, is we're all more aware of how good we have it and how bad it is. That sucks. We know someone who's doing worse than us, and we know that we're not doing as well as last year. That's difficult. How do you answer, how are you? Someone asked me, how are you? I freaked the fuck out. How are we? In the beginning of the summer, I was like, I don't know, I'm doing better than the people with the disease. I'm Jewish, we've had issues, we're doing better now. I've been watching the news better than black people, apparently. Now I got it worked out. Someone's like, how are you? I got it ready. I'm 2020 ready. How are you? I'm like, I'm doing third generation Jewish American. I had a DJ in a band at my bar mitzvah. Well, we're all talking differently, all of us. If one more person says new normal to me, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. You can say anything. I haven't worn pants in 6 months. New normal. I put the cat on my lap so I can feel a breathing body. New normal. New normal. New normal is old alcoholic. Drinking every day at 12, new normal. No, that's a person with a problem. They only say it when they're uncomfortable. They want you to move on. Every time I hear new normal, I hear my mom. New normal, move on! I hear my Jewish mom every single time. Move on! Now I see how quickly I can get a new normal. I try to get new normals. Yeah, I was at Starbucks. They're like, how you doing? I was like, well, I'm wet in the bed now. The guy was like, yeah, new normal, we're all doing that. I hate new normal. I hate unprecedented times. It's unprecedented. Your friend who fucked up the SATs now knows unprecedented. They're gonna use it all day long. It's unprecedented. I want more precedented times. I don't want the room to shake like a fucking school shooter just broke in when someone coughs. Do you know that when people cough, I want to see two drunk people making out at a bar and be like, yeah, there's a lot of precedence in that. I want to see that. A lot of mistake babies were made that way. That's what sucked about this year. There's no casual. Nothing was casual. You can't even get a coffee casually. They put the sugars behind the counter. Fuck that. Oh my God, they ruined my whole coffee routine. I used to go get my coffee, then go to the sugar and milk stand, lick all the sugars. I would cough directly into the almond milk. How can I do that now? Now I gotta go up to the counter and act like Oliver Twist. Can I please have a Splenda? I know it's gonna give me cancer, but give me 2 minutes of happiness, please. Fucked up. No such thing as casual. Casual sex is extinct right now. You know, false. You know, there's nothing casual about sex right now. You used to be able to go to a bar, talk to someone, touch the small of their back, make a little mistake. That's fucking great. Now, 6 feet away, hey! You look cute! Do any of your parents have pre-existing conditions? And will you be seeing them in the next 12 to 14 days? Because I'd like to have you come home with me. Sure, we can get something to eat if everything isn't closed. There's a curfew. I have microwave popcorn at my apartment, but I have roommates. Their parents do not have pre-existing conditions. Please, can I lick your asshole now? Very casual. Some fun, casual asshole licking after you discussed it across a bar.
My parents are at the center of everything I talk about because they are living in Florida. They are amongst the very fortunate people that can't believe what's going on because they are genuinely unaffected. The most affected they are is the golf course was closed. And that's like, people want to make those people out to be evil. They're my parents. They're not evil. They're good people. I love them. So I have a taste of those people. I have a taste of the golf course is closed. Oh my God. And I also have a taste of, comedian friends of mine who can't do what they love. And their worlds have been exploded by this.
The states shouldn't be run similarly. That's the problem. Every state's a little different. I've lived in New York and Florida this summer. Those are the two polar opposites. New York feels like it's being run by your friend who goes to therapy twice a week. Only your friend who goes to therapy twice a week would be like, make sure you wash your groceries. I can't perform inside. I have to perform on street corners, on top of dumpsters. I'm like a cat in a Disney movie. And honestly, my mom told me this would happen. My mom was right. I told my mom, I go, I want to be a stand-up comedian. She goes, you'll be yelling your funnies in the streets. She was right. Florida's a little different. Florida feels like it's being run by your friend who does cocaine twice a week. You get off the flight and there's a guy, an armed guard, like pointing a gun at you. He's like, get the fuck down! Snort this line of a woman's boogers, now! That's Florida. New York is sad. It's sad. You guys are like in the middle. It feels like you guys are right in the middle, which I like. I'm agreeing with that. New York, everyone walks around staring at the ground, just muttering to themselves. Everyone looks like they're in a bread line in the 20s, just like, I don't know. I used to be a graphic designer. Florida, everyone runs around dancing. They're like the roaring 20s, like, ah ha ha ha. My mom goes up to people. My mom lives in Florida. She goes up to people and she goes, there's no COVID here. She's like a fucked up Florida mascot. Come to Florida, we won't take your guns. Ha! I don't think either state is right. I don't think New York is right. I don't think Florida's right. And then people were like, what the fuck do you want? I was like, I don't know. I want my state run by the kid in high school who took all the AP classes, but he'd be at the parties too. Right? I want my state run by that guy. The guy that you'd be like, hey, did you do the homework? And he's like, copy off of me. I'll get you. You'll get me next time. I want Asians. I want Asians in charge right now. Florida, you see shit that people in New York would take a dump in their pants from. I'm not even joking. There was an older woman, 80 years old, inside of a restaurant eating with a table of 10 in Florida. And that's when the must be nicers are wrong. The must be nicers don't think of that. My parents see that and they go, if she doesn't care, what the fuck do I gotta care for? And I agree with that. You can't tell someone to change their environment. I'm not saying my parents are right, I'm just empathizing with how they come to their positions. That 80-year-old woman was in a wheelchair. Table of 10. It was like she was daring COVID to come over. She got out of her chair, she was like, come on, bitch! Cough in my mouth! That's the difference. The more dreams in your state, the more afraid people are. New York, everyone's got dreams. LA, everyone's got dreams. Florida, there are no dreams. That woman met with her tax attorney that day and gave all her assets to her dog. Her dream is to die and have her family not get her assets. That's her dream. You think, New York, they're afraid of they're like, what about my screenplay? That old woman doesn't have a screenplay. She's got death on her mind. You can't be in the middle. You can't be like a parent who's like, my kids fucking suck. Like, can you imagine having kids right now, having a 9-year-old having to homeschool? Oh my God is the correct answer. I can't, like, but if you're a parent, you can't be like, you can't even complain about that. I would be so mad if I had a 9-year-old. I can't have my kids knowing I'm this stupid that young. Right? My kid would be like, what's a numerator, Daddy? Recess! Daddy, how do you divide fractions? Dino Nuggies lunch! This generation's like, they're not gonna listen to you. If you have kids right now, they're gonna be fucked up. There's no question. He's gonna be shooting up drugs. You'll be like, Tommy, no! What the fuck do you know, Dad? You don't even know how to spell restaurant. If you have kids, I'm sorry, they're gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be a weird generation. You think it's weird now? It's gonna get weirder. A generation of homeschooled kids. Every one of us knew one homeschooled kid. They're fucking weird. That's gonna be a whole generation. Just a bunch of adults walking around with rolling backpacks. Not making eye contact, telling you about Jesus. It's gonna be fucking weird.
2020 has been in such extremes that I do think there's a place for this like middle of the road opinion that most people have. Like I think there's everyone out there is trying their best to resume life while being as respectful as others as possible.
Did anyone travel during this at all? Clap. Okay. All right, the third wave is making sense right now. I used to travel every week, and I judged a city based on their Ubers. That's how I judged a city. That was easy to do because I could just sit back, relax, not talk. New York City has the best Ubers in the country. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. We have rules. You know the rules? We get in the Uber, we don't speak the whole ride. And then anytime the driver speaks to you, you take away a star. Was that a hello? You're down to 4, Amir. Other states don't have rules, so you get in these weird situations. Small town Uber is the worst. I was in Appleton, Wisconsin. They have small town Uber. Brutal. They want to get to know you. I got in the Uber, the guy goes, "Where are we going?" I was like, oh my God. And I literally was like, wherever the map says. He goes, "No, where are we going?" I go, "I'm going to the gym." He goes, "What are you working out?" I was like, "My body." He goes, "What body part?" I was like, "I'm a fat fuck. Is that what you want to hear?" I'm going for an hour to not hate myself an hour from now. I go to the gym. I leave the gym an hour later, call another Uber. Same fucking guy. He was like, "How was the full body workout?" I was like, "Just fucking drive." The worst part about small town Uber is they tell you news stories from their town that you don't give a shit about, but you have to act like you do. He was talking about Applebee's closing as if Wall Street shut down. He's like, "The Applebee's closed. I don't know what we're gonna do." I was like, "You should try Chili's." Pretty much the same. Florida has Grandma Uber. That's tough. Because you gotta talk to Grandma Uber. You feel too bad. Grandma Uber, I got in the Uber. She was like, "I'm Elaine and there's candies." I was like, "Hi, Nana." And I don't know if you've spoken to an 80-year-old woman, they don't shut the fuck up. She was like, "This all used to be swamplands. Now it's orange trees, and oranges are $9.95 at Costco." And I was like, "Please fucking die right now. Please swerve off the road. I need to play Candy Crush for 3 fucking seconds." This gig economy is getting bad. This is bad. You're gonna have a doctor 10 years from now. He's gonna be in flip-flops. He'll be like, "Are you the doctor?" He's like, "Yeah, it's my side hustle. I'm really a poet. Check me out on SoundCloud." You'll be like... I was in Hilton Head, South Carolina. That's a 45-minute ride to the airport. I go to get in the back seat. The woman looks at me. She goes, hop in the front. You're making me feel like a driver. I looked at her. I go, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Uber is an app to find new 40-year-old Puerto Rican friends. You hop in the back. I'll drive you to the airport. You look tie-tie. Hop in the front. You're making me feel like a driver. And you have to go in the front, because they get to rate you. None of us know what makes a good passenger. None of us know. What am I gonna do? Walk around with candies and waters all day long? That should be a yes or no question. Did the passenger puke? No? 5 stars. So now I'm in the front with my new pal. No headphones. And I gotta talk to this person the whole ride, and I don't know about you, but before the pandemic, I would just go along with anything people said just to get where I'm fucking going. Right? Go along to get along. I'm in this Uber. She said, this is the first thing out of her mouth. She goes, hospitals put chips in babies' feet and track them the rest of their lives. Okay, half of you reacted appropriately. The other half of you, I need you to be on board with hospitals put chips in babies' feet and track them is a crazy fucking statement. You would have no idea looking at me. I'm in the front being like, totally, hospitals are nuts. Don't miss the right. Hospitals put chips in babies' feet and track them the rest of their lives. I ain't saying fucking new normal to that. I'm also not gonna disagree. Like, again, I'm in South Carolina, if you remember the story. I'm not gonna be like, stop the Uber right now! You don't talk like that in a Toyota Camry. I'm not gonna say that. A lonely Jew in South Carolina. I'm pretty sure the hospitals put chips in babies' feet community kind of cross over with the Jews, we hate Jews community a little bit. I'm gonna shut up. But that's the problem. I used to be able to avoid that. I would just shut up. Hospitals put chips in babies' feet. Now it's different. Now this mask is a political statement to people. People get mad if you're wearing the mask. That's crazy. I was in Dallas, Texas. I go to get in the back of the Uber. I'm holding a coffee, I'm wearing a mask. Do we all understand? That's a very important point of this story. Holding a coffee, wearing a mask. I go to get in the back. The driver is wearing no mask. He's holding it in his hand. He goes, do you want me to put this on? And I'm like, yeah, dude. And he goes, fuck. I didn't want that at all. That's not what I wanted. Because the tension was palpable. It felt like he thought I liked telling him what to do. As if I was in the back slowly masturbating, like, yeah, put on that fucking mask, bitch. Do it slow, you bitch. Left ear, right ear. Now whisper hope and change. Do it! Say Barack Obama! That's not what I want to be. But that mask, the minute I had to tell him to put it on, we get separated. We go to either side of the aisle, right? I'm lefty McMask face vegan fuck. He's righty Joe AR-15, I hate immigrants. When we're more alike than he wants to believe. We're exactly alike, probably. I told you, I got in the Uber with a coffee and the mask. My plan was to get in, pull down the mask, take a couple sips, pull it back up. Pull, sip, sip, motherfucker. That explains every political affiliation I have. I'm from the pull, sip, sip party. I'll go along till I have to. I'll act like I'm involved. Pull, sip, sip. That's also how I go down on women. Just pull, sip, sip, pull, sip, sip, pull, sip, sip. It sounds right, but the physical part doesn't seem right. If I had gotten in that Uber and he was like, do you want me to put this mask on? And I was like, yeah, dude. And he was like, well, you can go fuck yourself, and rolled down a window. I honestly just would have been like, new normal. And we would have moved on. That's the problem. The mask is a creative solution. We have stricken all creativity out of this conversation because we make people right or left. The mask is, to me, I'm like, good. Put a fucking cloth in your face. Why not? I'll do whatever the fuck I can so we don't have to sit here with Mortal Kombat conventions going on everywhere. That joke was for 3 nerds. I'm just saying, the mask to me, good. My dad and I that's why the Must Be Nice just pissed me off, because that's just yelling on the internet. I talk to my dad every day. It's always a tough conversation. He's in Florida. When they shut down golf courses, he started going county to county to find new golf courses. Like a golf pirate, just like, ah! That's the type of person he is. And I said to him, I go, we should quarantine the old and let the young run the country. And look how awkward it just got. Because right now you're thinking the same thing as my dad. What the fuck is old? What the fuck is old? 50 and above, stay home. Stay 50 and above, I'm sorry. Kick it. Watch Ellen, we'll send you groceries. We'll send you one $1,200 check for 6 months. Have a good life. But that's the problem. My dad said the same thing. My dad was like, fuck you. He goes, fuck you, 50 and above. And it's like, yeah, we're more vain than we are problem solvers. Remember all those Karen videos this summer? The Karen videos were great. Honestly, it made me in favor of mental health checks for gun owners. Because the minute an old Midwestern woman got a lethal cough, she turned it into a machine gun. Every video was an old woman that I thought was the cutest, snuggliest woman just going, ah! I kept waiting to be in a Bed Bath & Beyond and have like an old woman named Pam, like, sit the fuck down! I will use this cough! Those videos are bad, but imagine how bad those videos would have been if we were kicking 50-year-old women out of restaurants. Are you kidding me? That would be insane. Just a waitress going up to some woman like, hey, Elaine, you're sweating, there's a fan in your pocket. You're going through the change, you gotta go. She'd be like, no, I'm 48. Do you like tuna salad on a Ritz cracker for lunch? Yeah, that's an old woman lunch. Time to go. You gotta go. She'd be like, no, 50's the new 20. 50's the new dead, Elaine. Bob, get her out of here. Come on. Bob, take her home. Go sip, sip, pull on her on the way home. 2020 sucked, and 2021's gonna be better. And we're gonna remember, let's count it down.